Hello guys, in this session we will continue with styling our HTML up from the last assignment. We are still on our project, which is the recipe project. So for my index.html file, I have made a few changes, and the first one is I have added a navbar, a navigation bar, with the UL element and some list items. So the first list item has got an anchor attribute, has got an anchor element with the href attribute pointing to the introduction section, and the introduction section is the one that follows with an ID of intro. So this one links to intro section. The other href links to the main section, and the third one to the other recipes section. We shall see them as I move down. So that is our nav bar, and as you can see, these are the items: introduction, procedure, and similar recipes. So this is my complete project on the browser. So if I click on the introduction part, it brings you right from to the introduction part. If I click on the procedure, it will take you to the procedure, and so on. Now moving on to the introduction part, we have a h1 heading with the main heading and a class of heading. At the same time, this is the main heading, as you can see, and then we have a h2 which has a class of heading, and it's the one that you can see across here. Then we move on to a paragraph with a class of paragraph font, and then it has got a span, which as you shall see later on our main.css file, we have styled these span elements, given them some emphasis. They are the ones you can see with the italics. And then moving down, we have the second paragraph with the class of paragraph font, and then we have the other section, the second section, which is the middle section, has got an ID of main, so it is the one referenced by procedure. And then this main section has got a h2 heading with a class of heading, and then it has got a ul element with the class of unordered list and another class of list font, and then it has got some list items. This one were from the previous assignment, so I will not necessarily explain them. Then we have so these one are enclosed in a div with a class of card. And then we have another div with a class of card, and then followed by a h2 heading with a class of heading, and then an ordered list. So that is it for the main section. Then we move on to another div right after the main section with a class of dish image. This one contains actually contains our image of the cooked dish. So from the other end, this one is the beginning of our introduction, and then from the ingredients, this way we begin our main section, and then we have the unordered list, and then followed by the ordered list. So this is the div with a class of dish image, and you can see our image here. And then we have another section of other recipes. So this is the section displaying similar recipes. So as you can see, we have h2 with a class of heading. This is the one that has got a class of heading, and a paragraph with a class of paragraph font. So we also have an ordered list with a class of unordered list, and another class of list font. So this is the class with our other recipes. We have recipe 1 up to recipe 5. So from there we have our footer. So we have our footer here with a class of list font, and within this footer, well, I will allow me to enclose this with the paragraph tags. Forgot to do so. Enclose this within a paragraph. And we have some changes. Okay, we shall fix that later. So basically that is our markup for our index.html. Now moving on to our main.css, we have our body with a background color of this particular color code. I've decided to use hexacodes because it gives more flexibility. So this is close to beige or yellow. It's this color you can see here actually. And then you have a padding of 0 and a margin of 0 for our whole body. So as you can see, our elements do not have any margin or paddings. So this is basically to remove any inbuilt paddings or margins. Then we have our nav styles. So these are nav elements. So you can see it has got a background color of this light bluish color, but this has a code for this particular color. It has got a width of 100% and a height of 50 pixels, line height of 50 pixels, and the position is fixed. So this particular property means that when I scroll up and down, this particular navbar won't scroll together with the rest of the body, but it will remain fixed at the top. So you can see the top is 0, so it starts from position 0 right here at the corner. Then we have the nav UL. These are the list styles for our unordered list enclosed within the nav element. The list style is none. As you can see, they are not they don't have any styles, any list type. And then we have the padding left 0, and the text align center, margin top is 0. So moving on to the list items within our unordered list in our nav element. The display is inline to enable them cut across the navbar, and then the margin left is 20 pixels. So that is basically the space between the list items. Then we have the anchor tags within our list items. The text decoration is none, and the font size is 20 pixels. The color is this particular yellowish color here, or beige, and the padding is 15 pixels. The line height is 50 pixels. Now we got another property, another pseudo property, which is it's pseudo selector actually. So this is our anchor tags dot hover. So when we hover over these anchor tags, you can see the color, the background color is changing, and the color itself is changing to blue, and the background color is also changing to this beige color. I'm not sure that it's beige or something, but it's close to that. Then so that is the hover property. You can see the effect. So it enables the viewer to see that they have hovered over over these particular items. Then we have the heading, and basically this class of heading has been applied to our h1 element, which is just to give this color of this dark blue color. Then moving on, this heading has also been applied to all our h2 headings. So as you can see, they all have the same color of dark blue. So we move on to our introduction section. So the background color is pink, but it has got this particular hexacode, so it's relatively close to pink. So as you can see, this is the background color, the pink color, and the margin top is 50 pixels. So this is just to give us a little bit of space on the top to give an allowance for our navbar. And then we have got a padding of 10 pixels. So you can see the padding of 10 pixels all around. So moving on, and the items within our main section will be displayed with the flex property. So within this main section, you have our card class. So the ingredients and the steps to follow these sections have got this class of card. So as you can see, the background color is the same, pink, and the width is 50%, plus a margin of 10 pixels all around, and a border radius of 10 pixels. Then we have our H2, which is a direct element of our card class. So it has got a text align of center. So basically this is the H2. We have aligned it to the center within the card class. Then we have a paragraph font class. This is to give all our paragraphs a font size of 20 pixels. Then we have a span element that is within our paragraph. So this selector gives us this particular italic effect for these particular words that are within our span elements. Then we have okay, let's drop down to the unordered list class. So this is it, unordered list. So instead of having the normal image disks that are provided by CSS, we have our customized image, which is the list icon and a line height of 40 pixels. The same case with the ordered list, we have changed the normal numbers to lower Roman, and the line height is 30 pixels. Then we have a spaceship class. Actually, I have deleted this from the span element, so we don't need this anymore. Then we have the image within our list items that are within our ordered list. So these particular images or emojis. So initially they were too big for this page, so I had to scale them, and I give them a width of 30 pixels and a height of 30 pixels. So you can see they now fit in well with the rest of the text. Then we have the div that is holding our image for the cooked dish. So it has got a class of dish image, and you can see the text aligned is center and a background color of this particular color, and a padding of 20 pixels. So this is that particular section with that class. Then we have the other section with an ID of other recipes. It has got a background of pink and a padding of 10 pixels, and then It also has another styling for the anchor tags. So these ones that are within the UL elements, an ordered list. So the text decoration is none, and the color is dark blue, represented by that particular hexacode. And then we have another pseudo selector, UL anchor tags dash hover. So when you hover over them, we are changing the decoration to none. We don't need this one. Actually, that's a repetition. So for that, we are basically changing the color to light blue, represented by this particular color code, hexacode. So from there we have our footer. So this is our footer. So basically our footer has got a light blue color, and the width is 100% and a height of 50 pixels, and the line height of 50 pixels too. Then we have well, I want to get rid of this particular line here because we don't have that particular uniformity, and I believe this one is caused by that paragraph that we included. So I'll style my footer paragraph, and I'll give it a margin of 0 and a padding of 0. So let's see. Yeah, so the particular line is gone, and it looks a bit presentable now. So from there we have our media queries. So for a minimum width of 400 pixels, basically this particular view is for this particular width, 400 pixels. So we have our main section with a flex wrap of wrap, and our card class should have a width of 100%. So this is basically our main section, and it has got two sections with the class of card. So you can see the class of cards are taking 100% width, and then the recipes, other recipes, an ordered list, this one here, it's taking a display of block. So you can see these one items are falling below each other, and I don't believe we need this one, so I can comfortably delete this. Let me see. Yeah, no effect. And then the other one is for the other media queries for the minimum width of 750 pixels. We have the flex wrap of no wrap, and card of so the card section, the card class will have a width of 50%, and then other recipes on ordered list will have a display of flex and a justified content of space between. So if I expand this to, if I expand my browser, you can see the effect now, and it reaches that width of 750 pixels. So the recipe element, this list changes from block to flex, as you can see. The same case with our items that are within our card class. So if I reduce the width, you can see the flex wrap is taking effect. But if I expand, the width is now 50%, and they take their place side by side. So basically that is all for this session. Thank you for watching.